Marty, I'd like to open the Board of Selectmen's meeting for Tuesday, August the 11th, 2015. On our agenda today, we have at 12:35, a Board of Health variance for 67 Cliff Drive. Our consent agenda, and the Board of Selectmen will have action relative to review and approve a one-day liquor license for Camp Welch on 8/14/2015. Approve a road opening permit for Ridge Hill Road, South Main Street. Discuss a letter sent by Chief Abbott to change the police department manual of rules and regulations. So at 12:35, we'll ask have Kevin come up and tell us what's going on with the variance on 67 Cliff Drive. What's going on, Kevin?
We have 5 variance requests for 67 Cliff Drive. It's a very small property.
Okay.
That's why some of these are on here. I'll let Mr. Gilbert from SFG explain a little of the detail.
Like Kevin says, we got a very small lot, so we're restricted to where we can put the septic system. There was an old cesspool behind the property, and what we're trying to do is change the plumbing in the basement and bring the septic system to the front of the yard, closer to the street, further away from the wetlands in the back. This abuts the marsh behind us. We've already gone through conservation and been approved by conservation. And what we're looking for variances from the Board of Health is to allow the septic system to be approximately 5 feet from the road line instead of required 10 feet. Now, when I say 5 feet from the road line, that's the legal road line. It's more than that to the pavement. It's going to be more like probably 14 or 15 feet to the paved edge of the road. But we're looking for requests to minimize that to 5 feet. We're also looking for the soil absorption system to be 16 feet from the cellar wall, as opposed to the requirement of 20 feet. So we're looking for a 4-foot waiver there. The front of the property, it hills right up to the road, so everything, the septic system is going to be relatively deep in the ground because of that. So that being said, we're asking to allow the septic tank to have up to 4 feet of cover over it instead of the minimum requirement of, the maximum requirement of 36 inches. We're requesting that we can be 4 feet deep to about 48 inches. And the same thing with the septic system itself. The soil absorption system, instead of being a maximum 36 inches, we're looking to get 6 feet of cover over it, because where it is in the road, it just, the property goes up so high, there's not much we can really do. So that's what we're also, the last waiver we're looking for was to require one percolation test as opposed to the 2 that are required, because there's not much room in the yard to do the other tests, and to the left of where we work, the water service is buried there, and there's also underground utilities, so we were concerned about hitting either of those. We've done percolation tests on abutting properties. We've done about 4 or 5 properties on that street. It's all the same material. It's all 2-minute sand, so we didn't think that was necessary to do another hole. We discussed it with the Board of Health agent at the time.
The size of the lot, we decided 1 hole is sufficient, and where it was located, so we're comfortable with that.
Are you good with this, and what's your
I am. I would just recommend that we just have restriction on flow on the deed restriction.
Yes, addressing that, we've got a deed, I think the town has a copy of this. We have had a grant of restrictive covenant to limit this to 2 bedrooms, never to go up to 3 bedrooms without the approval of the Board of Health.
Perfect.
I believe this, I think you've got a copy, but if not, let me do this.
If it's in the file already?
Yeah, it should be. Take that though.
That's fine. We're good then.
We're good?
Yeah, can I have the signature, please?
The butter's been notified?
We were the only abutter.
Yeah, the only abutter that was affected was the town because of the road, the setback to the road.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve based on the Board of Health agent's recommendation.
Okay, have a motion made and seconded to approve the Board of Health variance on 67 Cliff Drive. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Opposed?
Just for us.
Good?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll see you and I'll get you that next.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Sorry, Bob.
Good, you gotta sign this too, don't you?
Yes.
He's out. Moving on, weekly discussion period. Anybody want to approach the board about anything?
No.
Moving on. Next on our agenda is to approve a one-day liquor license for Camp Welch on 8/14/2015.
Make a motion to approve and also to waive the fees.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded to approve a one-day liquor license for Camp Welch and waive the fees. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next on our agenda is to approve a road opening permit for Ridge Hill Road and South Main Street. Any comments on that, my fellow selectmen?
No, make a motion to approve with the starting date of 8/11, actually, that's today, so I would say, and with an end date of 10/10/15.
Second.
An end date of 10/10. I have a motion made and seconded to approve a road opening permit for Ridge Hill Road, South Main Street, beginning today at 8/11 and ending at 10/10. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. Next on our agenda is a letter sent by Chief Abbott to change the Police Department Manual of Rules and Regulations. Chief, you're on, bro.
Well, I'm going to have to withdraw that request in light of union action. But I'll give you some background. Rule 12.8 is bifurcated in requiring that all officers have a driver's license, maintain that license, and eligibility to have the license. With respect to the second part of 12.8, we require that all officers, as a condition of employment, have a license to carry. What we were seeking to do through the amendment was to allow officers between the ages of 18 and 21 to come on the department as auxiliaries and reserves and be held against the same standards as one who holds a license to carry, but for age. Notice was sent to the union, inviting them to notify me if they wanted to bargain over the impact of the rule change. I had not heard any communication from them. Based on that, I prepared the paperwork you see before you. I also requested that a young man be appointed as a reserve if the rule was approved. But all of that needs to be set aside because I was very surprised to see one of the proposals was to eliminate the requirement for a license to carry on today's union schedule. So with all due respect, I'm going to request the board not entertain this rule change at the present time.
You're withdrawing your
Yes,
request?
I am, yes.
And what does this do?
That will have to be withdrawn.
Okay, we have nothing to act on. How does that affect early farther down the line?
That request will have to be withdrawn.
Change of status for these people? Okay.
Until,
Until such time as the negotiations are concluded.
All right, next on our agenda is Health Agent Kevin Bernardo wants to get, we'd like an update on various projects around the town and code violations. So if you could update us on what's going on with the various code violations that we're dealing with.
Summary. Now, we have open conditions and we have some closed conditions and vacant dwellings. Do you want me to review the whole?
Just let everybody know what open conditions consist of. What's that term encompass?
Open conditions is we have issued orders to correct or we've visited the property and violations still exist.
So you've made a move, you've reached out to the people, and They've done nothing to address the violation?
They've done little work maybe, but pretty much it's still a violation. The violation still exists, and we're working with them, trying to get to that completion date. The closed, obviously is closed condition, and we also have numerous vacant dwellings, some of them in the tax title. Would you like me to just go down the line?
Can you elaborate on a couple of these? I keep seeing a lot of emails about like Narrows Road and things like that.
Yes, we have, on Narrows Road, we have one property that has large accumulation of rubbish. DEP has been involved. Zoning officer has been involved. We've issued some fines to date. We've set additional timeframes, one of them being next week. And we'll be going out there to verify if those have been completed. Hopefully, they get the work done. If not, then we have to proceed with court hearings.
You've been out there a number of times, right? With DEP?
DEP, yeah, at least 4 times.
So that's the State Department of
Yeah,
Environmental.
he had concern with the drums of oil. The owner pretty much has done a little bit of work, but it's quite a bit of task there to work that needs to be done, and it's going to be very slow, I think, to get that done.
I would assume his taxes have not been paid either.
I believe he's in the tax title,
He's in
yeah.
tax title.
Yeah. Lock Lane, same idea, large accumulation of rubbish. We actually had to vacate the occupant from the dwelling because of unsafe connection to power. We had multiple disciplines out there, police, conservation, the electrical inspector, zoning, highway surveyor. This gentleman actually has personal belongings and rubbish stored on town property.
Town road.
Town road, sorry. Chuck had surveyed it out where he does have it on the road, and he's issued tours to correct from our office, Board of Health, and the zoning official for the unregistered vehicles. So he has until 17th of September to remove all the items. So
He does it.
fines will be assessed and court proceedings.
Court proceedings and what?
And the tough thing with this gentleman is, he's gone to court at least 3 times with him, he doesn't appear, he never shows up to court, so. It's been difficult, I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Chipaway Road, you want me to give the address? No, just the road, right? Another dwelling that's been vacated, fines have been assessed. Bristol Elder Services was notified on this case. And it remains vacant until renovations are complete, and the building inspector and I verify that the conditions are up to par, and Bristol Elder Services is involved the whole way.
Are they working on it now?
They are. My problem now is the phone number that I have for this person they no longer have this number. Now I've been trying to find them. I have to actually go after hours, I guess, 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night when they do their hangout over there. Or
You know, there were 20 cars the other night.
I did address that situation with Karen and Mr. Barbado with the considering a business, because the gentleman did say to me, I tried to wrench a little bit for my friends and this and that, so I said, well, it sounds like a business to me. So I believe the assessor has put him as a business, and I was looking for Mr. Barbado to go after not go after, I shouldn't say, the zoning enforcement with the unregistered vehicles. So that's always on the table. I have correspondence with that going back and forth. Cushman Ave, I was working with a bank or a company that actually does improvements. They had winterized the house, they had cleaned up the property, they had taken care of a rodent issue we had. Everything was going good. I was ready to close the case. until the owner stopped those individuals, citing that they took her personal belongings. Since she did take responsibility for those belongings, which are still there on the deck, I actually cited her and ordered her to correct those, remove the rubbish. So it's kind of flip-flop now. Braley Road, that remains vacant. We had vacated it for conditions unfit for human habitation. Bristol Elder Services and DCF are involved and removed those individuals also. Then I got some minor, one on Locust Street, small amount of rubbish. I've actually granted a longer period of time. We've been going in smaller increments. It's an elderly couple. They're trying, and we're making progress there. Normally I go with 30 days, and if I see progress, we extend, as long as it's not terrible or an eyesore to the community. And then recently I've been dealing with overgrown properties, vacant properties. We have spoke to, well, we were just going to issue these individuals a letter saying the property has become abandoned, or is abandoned and become overgrown. It's time to cut it down. County Road, we had someone living in a trailer. Originally I'd gone out there on May 11th and told them to make sure nobody was out there. When I went out there Friday afternoon, I saw the water hose connected to her electrical. A gentleman came out after he was sleeping, told him, he was mad at me that I woke him up. I told him, no residing in these trailers. I'm gonna send a letter to the owner, cease and desist. I was actually thinking about fining them since I already had sent them a letter. Next one, police department.
Yeah, what's going on there?
We had taken 3 mold swabs.
Yeah,
Yeah, a couple weeks.
a couple of weeks ago, we knew that.
It was, we had found out the mold was confirmed. It was, and I apologize, I did not bring the specific mold. One is a penicillin mold, and the other one is, I'll send that correspondence to everyone. Speaking to the lab this morning, I got the results late last night. Speaking to the lab this morning, they had said one is more serious out of the 2, and they would affect, the penicillin would affect bronchitis, somebody with bronchitis or asthma. The second one that was a little more serious, sinus in general and breathing in general, could affect the individuals. Since we want to be proactive, we were actually looking for a company to come out on Thursday to do a site visit where they're going to come out and tell us where their plan of action is. Scott was, I have to get the name of the company for you.
Is this a local company?
It is out of Attleboro.
There's a local company in town as well. That did the cleanup for the boiler. And I think he's from Servco, but I'm not really sure. So also you really need to check with Maya and find out our insurance carrier and find out if the company is approved in case we can get anything from them as far as payments are concerned and what they will cover and what they won't cover.
Definitely. After speaking to that gentleman from the lab, he also said the same thing. Because I said, do you recommend any companies? He actually said Servpro. He says there's a number of companies out there that would do it.
Where did they find the mold? You had
We
3?
did 3 samples. One was on the vent inside the dispatch room in the ductwork.
In the ductwork.
Yeah. So what I did is I swabbed the vent itself and a little bit inside the duct itself. Not too deep, but then we went upstairs in the attic and we found insulation that was discolored and you could tell there was some growth on there. We swabbed that. And then we also swabbed the wall in that same area. That was the one that came out with that mold that was a little more serious than the other.
That was on the wall upstairs in the attic.
Upstairs in the attic.
Is that the boiler side, down in the boiler room?
I think it is, yeah.
Well, we had had a number of leaks up in that boiler area, a lot of moisture up there, so.
So they're gonna come in on Thursday.
Scott had set something up for Thursday already. I talked to him briefly this morning. As I was preparing this, I had mentioned it to Jack. He said, we need to act on this immediately. So,
Oh, absolutely. This company that's coming in, are they gonna check the whole place out, do you think? And
yes, they're gonna do their assessment first.
Okay.
I have a perk scheduled that day. I'm gonna try to push it over just slightly,
Okay,
where I want to be present, where I review the report with them
okay,
and just explain where our findings were, exactly where I was.
yeah.
And they're the professionals after that. Hopefully they can,
They should come up with a plan to clean it.
yeah.
Will you have time today to sit down with the chief, show him the report and so forth?
I was also gonna forward it too. I just wanted to bring this to the board's awareness.
All right,
We didn't want to make sure the company is.
so we're gonna move ahead on that
By Maya.
Fine,
Thursday.
we have to make sure it's approved.
We're gonna check on Maya to make sure, see what they can do for us.
Do you guys have any questions?
Well,
My only question is the building safe for us to work in?
From my conversation with the lab individual, I asked him, how severe is it? And he says, these types of molds are commonly found, and we commonly find these, and they don't have a count for these. Almost like for different bacteria, they can tell you, this is a high bacteria count. They don't have a specific, because I asked him, is the count high on these molds? And he said, we don't particularly have counts on these, and they're commonly found. So I would say it's not severe. No, it's not. It's just, you're safe until we come up with the assessment. Maybe when they get there, they say, oh goodness, you know what I mean? Because again, we only checked attic spaces where nobody's in, but the thing that would be effective is right at the duct itself, you know what I mean?
So this company that's coming in on Thursday is going to do a complete assessment.
They're gonna do their assessment,
I would imagine they're going to test the air and all.
I believe.
so we'll
Well, should I-
we'll know better probably Friday, after they do their assessment Thursday and put a report together where we are.
Are we talking two different companies now? Because we're talking a remediation company which comes in and cleans up the mold and remediates the problem.
Yeah.
Or are we still talking about a lab company
No.
that's gonna go in and further, I mean, we've done 3 swabs.
Yeah.
Are they gonna come in again and
No,
do
no
any
more,
more?
no more additional testing at this time.
So there's no more testing, it's just, so we're sure that it's just in those 3 areas?
That's the only areas we checked.
Okay, so that, I guess that's what
Yeah.
my question is,
So
right?
this company's gonna come in with our report in hand, we're gonna give them our report, and they're gonna do their assessment. They're gonna look at the areas that we had pointed out and do their overall assessment of the building.
Again, I'm not,
Yeah,
this is all new to you, right? So this
Yeah.
is a new direction. Again, I'm gonna ask, is this this company that's coming in is a remediation company? So the remediation company is for cleanup. They're gonna show you how to clean up, what needs to be done. This is my understanding.
yeah.
So there's still another company that comes in and does further testing. So you're saying there's not, I wanna ensure that there's gonna be further testing done, right? Because, true, like, no one here wants to work in an environment that is not conducive to health and welfare, okay? So, okay, we have 3 areas. Is there any, are we sure that there are no other areas within the police department building that have mold?
No.
Yeah, not,
They took 3 swabs.
yeah, not that not that we know for sure. That's why that same company that's gonna do the work will go out and do their assessment and
Let me just
point out areas maybe that say,
Okay, so
this could be,
let me just,
That's-
let me interject it. They're gonna go and look at the whole inside of
Yes.
that building. So then, for a minute there, I thought they were gonna just look at the places that use sludge.
Right,
No, no.
that's how I
In
understood it
essence,
as
they're
well.
gonna inspect the whole building.
That's what they got to.
Yeah, that's what we
So
want
that's
for them
what
to
I-
do.
That's what I,
That's what we're
that
gonna
makes me
stress
feel
for them to
much
do.
better. So at the end of their assessment, is this the same company that will say, this is what we're gonna do to fix the problem?
Yes.
So they're gonna assess it, tell us what we're gonna do to fix the problem, hopefully when they can start.
And then further testing afterwards.
Further testing afterwards to make sure that it's gone.
Yes.
That sounds like a plan, that's all we can do at this point. That's all we can do. And we'll know better Friday, I'm sure. And we certainly keep you guys abreast. That work for you?
It's gonna have to, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no other options right now.
No, not right now.
Certainly, I'm sure that if they come in and they start testing, they say, hey, nobody should be in here.
Then you're out.
I mean, we all know that we have some people that are displaying symptoms that are not severe, but in one case, we have a dispatcher that's displaying symptoms that are very severe, and when she's absentee of the building, the symptoms subside. I'm not gonna disclose who that person is, because I don't think that's right. I'm not sure
Yeah.
if they would want me to talk about it in public forum, but that is going on. We have officers who also display symptoms that throats are becoming irritated, eyes are becoming irritated. It's not something that we bring lightly to the board. It's our home, it's the place that we conduct business, but it's definitely affecting
So
the health of the
let me
office.
just say, we're taking this as serious as a heart attack,
Yeah.
very serious. That's the deal.
And I believe you guys are.
Yeah, when we first got your letter, the next day we were in there.
Yes, noted, you know. And not to beat a drum, but, you know, I was away on vacation for 2 weeks, and today was my first day back.
Welcome back.
And I was in my office, you know, doing what I needed to do, and my throat started hurting me, you know, so it's there. It's definitely there.
So we're gonna make sure that when these guys come in, they're gonna do a full assessment.
Yes, I'm actually gonna, after this, I'm gonna speak to Scott, actually speak to whoever's in charge of that company and address the concerns, saying, if this is what we're looking for, if it's something you can't do,
Right, that's my
Then-
point. If they,
then
like,
I'll move over to
go
Serve
back
Pro.
to the person that, no, go back, because again,
whoever.
there's a remediator, they come in and clean, okay?
Yes.
Then there's a company that does all the assessments within the building. And then they talk to the remediator who does the cleaning part. So we want to make sure that we're not just talking about remediation of the current problem in those 3 areas. We want to make sure that we're testing for all other areas in the building, and then that whatever their plan is fulfilled by Serpro or whoever is the remediator.
definitely.
So we're on it.
Would it be possible for us to get a copy of the report that you guys have now?
Absolutely.
As soon as we get it.
Okay.
You got it,
Get
right?
I have it, I actually have it on my phone, but I'll send it when I get back.
Send it to the
And
chief.
I'll send it to the chief, he'll forward it to you, I guess?
Yeah, I think the boss, the chief can do that.
Yeah.
That can work.
Yeah, we'll keep you abreast. And when we get the other report, we'll send you that one too.
The extensive testing that you're gonna do.
Yeah, when they go, yeah.
Yep.
Sure. And if, I don't know if it's possible, if they could even get in here tomorrow, if you could.
I was hoping for early, I guess he could only get 4, and that's another thing, I can stress where I can say, you know what, we need that early.
Yeah.
And right now, they're looking at one company, but if he can't fulfill it, then there may be
Yeah,
other companies
there's
that
plenty of
come out.
companies out there.
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know what the plan was at this time,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then,
yeah. Keep me posted, will you?
definitely.
Anything we should be doing in the meantime, opening windows, ventilating,
You know what, that's a great idea, you should just open the windows, let it ventilate.
Especially.
You better make sure, because with the humidity outside and opening the windows may create even more mold.
Right.
You really need, been through this, so you really.
I'm just saying a patch on the,
We've had 3 issues at school, and, yeah, so usually you don't want to open up windows because it creates a more moisturous environment, which would produce more spores.
I was thinking more for fresh air for that person that was feeling, if they felt, you know?
you don't wanna create more of a problem by
Yeah.
introducing more rule. A dehumidifier, if we have any dehumidifiers.
You got the AC running, right? So that's.
But you wanna make sure
That's
you're
where that's where the sauce is.
Yeah, the
Right.
source is in the AC.
The
Dehumidifier
ductwork.
will take the moisture out of the air, so we may wanna look into just getting a portable dehumidifier or renting one from a rental company.
And not run the AC, is that what you're saying?
Well, wait a minute, no.
Because
Yeah.
the AC
Right.
dehumidifies the air.
The problem is that dehumidifiers exhaust heat. So unless you're willing to put up with a 100-degree police station,
A dehumidifier
it's
will
like
take
half an air conditioner.
will
So
take the
if you run
moisture out of
both,
the air. Granted, they're gonna bring their dehumidifiers in.
She's right, though, that moisture causes blooms, makes it worse. Anyway, that's where we're at, and we'll keep you guys posted, and we appreciate your concern.
Okay. That's good. Result is good. Yeah, it's kind of.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is that it for you, or do you want to talk about Brayley Road?
Oh, we haven't even talked
Talk
about Brayley Road.
Lisa's favorite.
I just wrote here because I actually opened up the file today. I have to review the file completely, and the last correspondence I saw was 2012. So I actually have to sit down and take time and look at
What's
whether they-
126 Brayley Road? Is that the place where they're storing cars and everything?
Yeah,
Cars and you name it.
And everything, all that?
Built house.
So you open the file and you're moving forward on it?
yeah, I opened the file maybe like 11:30, and I was, between phone calls, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna have to sit down and actually look at this file, right? It's
Yeah.
pretty, there's actually 2 files with elastic band around it. So I was like, let me take the time to, instead of reporting nothing on it.
2012.
From the last one, I went through it briefly, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
so I'm like,
I think that the town went to court on that. So I'm sure you and the building inspector will probably have your hands full with that.
All right, moving on, the corrected conditions, do you want to hear about those?
yeah,
They're corrected, I
it's
mean.
there for you to read at
Okay.
any time. It's just more, some of them are vacant. And it's good, because some of these vacant properties, there's dumpsters on site, there's renovations being done, so it's a good thing. And the other ones are just things that we've corrected in the past, just to show you that we followed through, and hopefully we can.
There was
the
another one
same,
on
yeah.
Chipaway too, the one that had the fire.
Yeah, the 124, I left a few off here.
Okay.
Because it dates back, but it still remains vacant, but nothing's changed.
Except for they have
They have the,
widened their farm area.
yeah, I know they have, Lisa,
Yep.
RCO goes out there and checks on the condition of the animals.
Which there was
Um,
problems.
But from speaking to the next door neighbor and others, they do not reside in there, they just go back and forth with the animals. It's unfortunate, because I don't even know if they're in tax title. It's unfortunate that that happened to them, and then everything stopped, you know? Because you would think there would be insurance money to help with
Oh, there was.
fix the house and stuff, I don't know, you know? It just kind of died there at the
So
time.
should they be taking care of the property as well, or no?
As long as it doesn't become overgrown,
Mm,
doesn't become a nuisance, it's not open to the conditions. It's always good that we bring life back into these houses, but
Yes,
something,
takes a while,
Takes
it's a
a
long
while.
process.
Okay,
Thank you, Kevin.
thanks, Kev.
Thanks, Bill.
I meant to ask you, Saturday I was driving south on 140 between Chase Road and Brayley Road, and what do I see? In fact, I called the dispatcher. There was bags of garbage burning in the middle of the right-hand lane. Yeah, and I said to myself, I can't believe, because there's still pieces of wood burning and bags of garbage, and I called the dispatcher and I said, yeah, there's garbage burning on the right-hand lane. She said, oh, I'll send out the fire department. I just probably didn't hear it. It's just
Well, I
one
saw
more
the
thing.
call for the fire department, I didn't realize it was
Yeah,
burning.
I'm saying to myself, how do
Trash.
you get burning trash on the highway? Interesting, huh? So, anyway, one of those things. It was just another day in Freetown, in the police department and fire department, I guess, so, that's the deal. All right, that's it for the Board of Health. Anything else, Mr. Sadik? Want to add?
Keep me informed.
Personnel Board, Mr. Chico. You got some stuff.
Yeah.
You're gonna earn your money today.
You're gonna put it this way, you're gonna earn your $4 for the hour and a half you do.
There we go.
6 cents an hour.
I'm free though.
You are
Yes, you are.
free.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Kevin.
Don't make it sound like we've held you hostage.
Actually,
am
I like the
free
meetings
to
during the
go.
day.
You do, don't you?
Okay.
So nice.
Yeah, we do too.
I'll send it to you. Okay, thank you.
I have a change of status for senior clerk for the town administrator's office for Nadine Diamond, rate $15.95 to $17.94. It's a contractual anniversary step increase.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion made and seconded to
Oh,
change.
no, there's no second yet.
No
Do I have a
second.
second?
You have to
Second.
And he has, she has to talk, she's the chairman.
All in
Second.
favor?
That's right, aye.
All right,
Aye.
thank you. Same person, Nadine Diamond for water and sewer. Length of service increase $15.95 to $17.94. What's your pleasure?
I make a motion not to approve.
Oh, boy.
I was like, okay, why? Oh, no.
Well, I think that would cause turmoil, wouldn't it? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
right.
2 different rates. No,
One,
of course
two.
I make a motion to approve.
I second.
Never a dull moment here. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Cheryl Estrella, senior clerk, step increase as of the anniversary date, $15.95 to $17.94.
I'd just like a little discussion on this. I saw a brand new Mustang convertible at Cheryl's new ride in the parking lot.
Ooh, nice.
And I said to myself, she doesn't need a raise. She's doing all right in America. Yeah, isn't that pretty? Yeah.
So you
She
don't,
said if we were nice, she might consider taking us for a ride.
so we should approve it then, right?
Maybe you should approve.
All right, make a motion to approve.
Yeah, she's got car payments now.
Second,
All those in favor?
Aye.
And Donald Bullock, patrolman 7, from 2761 to the 2899. It's a contractual increase, includes his retirement and educational incentives.
Motion to approve.
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We have a notice of a retirement incentive for Donald Bullock. He'll be taking option B. Do you want to talk about this, Colin?
Yeah, as you know, the CBA has a provision in which an employee may opt for a 5-5 and out or a 5-0-5 and out with respect to years. He executed the form and indicated he wanted the 5-0-5 over 3 years, and gave me the form, which constitutes notice, and as a result of that, the change of status form is before the board. Typical.
And we're done. So when is he retiring? 3 years?
Yes,
3 years from now?
3 years from the
August.
effective date,
August.
yes.
All righty. Also, we have appointments of auxiliary police officers that Carlton has requested of the board. Do you want to talk about them?
Yeah, you know, on, excuse me, on our website, we're continually looking for people to put in applications or resumes. When a vacancy occurs, we send out notices to those persons, inviting them to take an exam. All 3 of these candidates submitted to an exam, as well as about 30 other people. Freetown residents, a couple of Freetown residents did show up, several Freetown residents didn't show up. Then we take the highest scores and we interview these people, and as a result, we come up with a list, and those 3 were the top candidates. So we're recommending that they serve as, at least beginning, they serve as auxiliary officers on a volunteer basis.
The names of the people are Louise Alves Jr., Seth M. DeMello, and Nicholas Drinkline. Do you have a motion to approve?
That's an interesting name.
Drinkline, okay.
Police officer, there you go. Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And,
You got another one coming up on, Pat Lee and Tom
that's
Long and
Para,
Kara.
yeah. September 21st, 2015, student officers Patrick R. Lee and Thomas D. Long will be attending the Police Academy in Plymouth. Reserve Officer Kara Pigeon is next on the eligibility list to attend the Police Academy following Lee and Long. This, of course, is subject to a number of contingencies, including but not limited to an offer of full-time employment, the passing of the medical test, and the passing of the PAT test, physical ability test. In order to cover open shifts created by Lee and Long, Carlton is requesting that Officer Pigeon work as a 40-hour reserve officer.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 And for Patrick Lee and for a student officer, I need a motion to approve at a rate of $27.71.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And the same for Thomas Long, although it says Patrick Long on here.
Oh, could
Says
you-
Patrick
could-
Long, right.
could
I
you-
was getting confused.
If my paperwork is inaccurate, could you amend the change of status form to reflect the correct?
Yes, we will amend the change of status form to reflect that it's not Patrick D. Long, but other than
I want to see you change it on the screen.
Thomas Long, student officer of police, 2560, attending the required Massachusetts Police Training Academy in Plymouth.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And we also have, you voted on Karen, right?
Yes.
All right, so, but let's just vote on her change of status from reserve officer to full-time reserve.
Still a reserve officer, but big change is she's going to work a 40-hour schedule on a temporary basis at the board's discretion.
From 1968 to 2346 per hour.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And we also unfortunately have, I don't want to say a retirement, but from Jared James Faraday. He can no longer serve as an auxiliary police officer, but he's been honored to work here and is grateful for the opportunity that we have given him. Do you have a motion to approve his resignation and send him a letter?
Motion to accept and send a letter of thanks.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And do you have a motion to approve the election workers as appointments as presented by Jackie Brown?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'm done.
I'll make a motion that we give Selectwoman Pacheco
A dime.
a 10% raise.
I'm all set.
You know?
Only when she's doing personnel business, the rest of the time, no. No. So she made an extra 7 cents for it.
Ooh, here,
Moving on to new business. Dates for upcoming Board of
We
Selectmen
should have never
meeting.
done what we did, I guess.
August the 24th, September the 21st, October 5, and October 19th.
August 24th.
Right.
Let me check my calendar and see what stuff. You know, I'm a very busy person.
Is there a clam bake or something that day?
Yeah, right.
You know? Or a sale on donuts, maybe at Dunkin'? No.
Is that donut day?
That's donuts, that's 2 for 1 day, so we had to do it twice.
He goes,
You know, I haven't had a donut in about at least 6 months.
Have you really?
That's right.
But Anne Marie's ice cream place
Well,
there?
that's different.
different.
That's a different story.
The 24th is, what was the next one?
August the 24th, September the 21st,
September 21st. When are you gonna be back from vacation?
October, first week of October. I'll be back for the 5th.
I think we'll make a motion to cut his pay.
right.
Yeah, those are good dates for me.
So, the 24th of August, September the 21st, October the 5th, and October the 19th.
It'll
I
be
think
snowing
you
by
didn't
then.
know.
It'll be snowing by then.
Ugh, don't
Okay,
even say it.
old business, anything for special town meeting items?
But we're gonna have to get that soon.
Okay,
The end of October, we should probably just talk about that.
okay. Now, we have another executive session here planned for preparation of negotiations with non-union personnel,
Right.
police chief, and approve and possible release of executive session meetings.
Notes, yes. But we have we had a response from
We haven't had a response from
Copeland and Page?
What, about the-
Yeah.
Oh, hold on,
Just on
hold
one
on.
particular minute.
Okay, we're going to executive session. I make a motion to go into executive session
And not to reopen.
and not to come back into
Okay.
real session.
I'm good with
Or
that.
should we come back to real
I'll
session?
second that, no.
Just to keep you here
For
longer.
reason 3, whatever 3 is.
Okay, I made that motion, I seconded it.
Yep.
Before we go into executive session.
There's a motion made and seconded to go into executive session to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining or litigation. If an open meeting may have detrimental effect on the bargaining or litigation of the public body, and the chair so declares. So, motion made and seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Ms. Pacheco?
Yes.
Mr. Sadik?
Yes.
Mr. Baumgartner, yes. We're in executive session.